It's good to see you guys. I miss you guys so much. I hope you guys are staying inside, keeping safe and all. So today I'm gonna do a little read aloud with you guys. This is called Harold and the Purple Crown. This is written and illustrated by Crockett Johnson. So who can tell me what the illustrator does? Who remembers? The illustrator draws. The illustrator draws. Hi-ho, the dairy-o, the illustrator draws. What does the author do? The author writes the book. The author writes the book. Hi-ho, the dairy-o, the author writes the book. Great job, friends. So this is the front cover, the back cover, and the spine. See, Harold and the Purple Crown by Crockett Johnson. So, one evening, after thinking it was over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight. See? There wasn't any moon, and Harold needed a moon for a walk in the moonlight. And he needed something to walk on. He made a long, straight path so he wouldn't get lost. And he set off on his walk, taking his big purple crown with him. I wonder where he's going to go. But he didn't seem to be getting anywhere on the long, straight path. So he left the path for a shortcut across the field, and the moon went with him. The shortcut led right to where Harold thought a forest ought to be. He didn't want to get lost in the woods, so he made a very small forest with just one tree in it. It turned out to be an apple tree. The apples would be very tasty, Harold thought, when they get red. So he put a frightening dragon under the tree to guard the apples. It was a terribly frightening dragon. Look at that dragon. It even frightened Harold. He backed away. His hand holding the purple crown shook. Suddenly he realized what was happening. By then Harold was over his head in an ocean. Oh no, what do you think is going to happen to Harold? He came up thinking fast, and in no time he was climbing aboard a trim little boat. Where do you think he's going to go next? He quickly set sail, and the moon sailed along with him. After he had sailed long enough, Harold made land without much trouble. He stepped ashore on the beach, wondering where he was. Where do you think he could be? Where would you want to be if you were Harold? The sandy beach reminded Harold of picnics, and the thought of picnics made him so hungry. So he laid out a nice, simple picnic lunch. Sounds good. There was nothing but pie, but there were all 9 kinds of pie that Harold liked best. What's your favorite kind of pie? I like pumpkin pie. When Harold finished his picnic, there was quite a lot left. He hated to see so much delicious pie go to waste. Oh no! What would you do with all that pie? Do you see any clues? So Harold left a very hungry moose and a deserving porcupine to finish it all up. And he went looking for a hill to climb to see where he was. Harold knew that the higher up he went, the farther he could see. So he decided to make the hill into a mountain. If he went high enough, he thought maybe he could see the window of his bedroom. What do you think he's gonna see? Guys, please leave any comments below if you have anything you want to say, like what you think he's gonna see, where he's gonna go, what is he gonna draw next. He was tired and he felt he ought to be getting out of bed. He hoped he could see his bedroom window from the top of the mountain. But as he looked down over the side, he slipped. Oh no! And there wasn't any other side of the mountain. He was falling in thin air. What is Harold gonna do? But luckily he kept his wits and his purple crayon. He made a balloon and he grabbed onto it. And he made a basket under the balloon big enough to stand in. He had a fine view from the balloon, but he couldn't see his window and he couldn't even see a house. So he made a house with windows and he landed the balloon on the grass in the front yard. None of the windows was his window. He tried to think where his window ought to be. And he made some more windows. He made a big window full of windows. It's a lot of windows. He made lots of buildings full of windows. He made a whole city full of windows. But none of the windows was his window. He couldn't think of where it might be. Where do you think his window could be? He decided to ask a policeman. The policeman pointed the way Harold was going, but Harold thanked him. And he walked along with the moon, wishing he was in his room and in bed. Then suddenly Harold remembered. He remembered where his bedroom window was when there was a moon. It was always right around the corner. And then Harold made his bed. He got in it and he drew up the covers. The purple crown dropped on the floor and Harold dropped off to sleep. The end. Thank you for listening, guys. The reason I chose Harold and the Purple Crayon today to read was because we've been learning a lot about boxes. And when it comes to boxes, you have to use your imagination. And I think Harold had quite an imagination in this story. So I have a little assignment I want you guys to do. Please think about the story, and you can either comment below, you can draw it, you can write it, or you can talk to a family member about it. But you can talk about what you liked best about the book, maybe something you didn't like. You could also write about maybe if you were Harold and you had a purple crown, what would you draw? And where would you go? And what are some things that you would do? I can't wait to hear your responses, so let me know. All right, guys. I miss you guys all so much. And I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye!